Welcome back to our channel, where we break down every twist and turn from days of our lives. Today, we're diving into the episode airing on June 5th, a day that promises to be packed with emotional confrontations, unexpected alliances, and stirring moments of connection in the midst of chaos. Let's break down what to expect in this episode, segment by segment, so you're fully prepared for the dramatic showdowns and heartfelt confessions that await. First up, we're witnessing the highly anticipated return of Jack Devereaux and Jennifer Horton Devereaux to Salem, a moment fans have been eagerly waiting for. Their arrival couldn't come at a more critical juncture, as the entire town is reeling from the devastating death of John Black and the breathtaking news of Bo Brady's miraculous return. Jack and Jennifer have always been pillars of strength and stability in Salem, but as they step back into this world they once called home, they're immediately confronted by the emotional wreckage left in the wake of John's passing. The air in Salem feels heavy, filled with lingering echoes of grief and fragile hope, and Jack and Jennifer must navigate this shifting emotional landscape carefully. Jennifer, known for her compassion and unwavering loyalty, will feel the weight of these losses deeply. She'll be a quiet force of comfort for those around her, listening to whispered confessions of heartbreak and trying to find ways to mend fractured spirits. But even as she tends to the wounds of others, she can't ignore the cracks in her own relationship with Jack. For Jack, returning to Salem isn't just about coming home, it's about proving to himself and to Jennifer that they can still weather any storm together. But the couple's past is filled with trials and misunderstandings that have never truly healed. As they share glances filled with both tenderness and old regrets, the question looms large. Will the fresh waves of loss and hope in Salem bring them closer together, or will the ghosts of their history tear them apart once more? This is more than just a homecoming, it's a reckoning. Jack and Jennifer will have to decide whether their bond can withstand the turmoil they're about to face, or if it's time to let go of old illusions and find a new path forward. Meanwhile, in a quieter corner of Salem, a tender but heartbreaking shift is unfolding between Holly Jonas and Tate Black. Once each other's safe haven, the two are now drifting apart under the weight of unspoken fears and the raw sting of loss. John's death has cast a shadow over the town, and for Tate, it has unearthed a well of uncertainty and self-doubt that he's never fully confronted. Holly, ever patient and kind, senses the growing distance between them. She sees the way Tate's eyes flicker with frustration, the way he pulls away from her comforting touch. She tries to bridge the gap with gentle words and quiet understanding, but it's as if Tate has built an invisible wall around his heart, one that even she can't seem to penetrate. For Tate, the world feels unsteady. He's grappling with feelings he can't quite name, grief, anger, a sense of helplessness that only seems to grow stronger. Holly's empathy only reminds him of how disconnected he feels from the life they once shared. Each tender moment between them is tinged with an ache that neither one can fully explain. This storyline is a powerful exploration of how grief can crack the foundation of even the strongest relationships. Will Holly's unwavering love be enough to guide Tate through his pain? Or will his silent struggle push them so far apart that there's no way back? In a town where heartbreak is never far away, this rift is a reminder of how easily even the deepest bonds can be tested, and how fragile the line between love and loneliness truly is. And elsewhere in Salem, a different kind of tension is building between Chad DiMera and Kat Green, a tension that finally erupts into something real and undeniable. After weeks of stolen glances and half-spoken confessions, Chad and Kat decide to leave the games behind and embrace the possibility of something more. For Chad, this is no small step. He's a man who knows the sting of betrayal and the risk of opening his heart again. But in Kat, he sees a spark, a shared vulnerability that calls to him in ways he can't ignore. Her laughter softens his edges, her quiet strength makes him believe that maybe, just maybe, he can trust again. Kat, for her part, has spent so long hiding behind a carefully crafted mask. But with Chad, she finds herself wanting to let that mask slip, to show him the true self she's kept guarded. Their date isn't just a romantic evening, it's a leap of faith, a chance to rewrite the stories they've both been telling themselves about love and trust. As they sit across from each other, the air crackles with a tension that's both electric and tender. Every word they speak, every fleeting smile, is a step closer to something neither one dared to hope for. And yet, in the back of their minds, there's an unspoken question: is this the start of something real, or just another fleeting spark in a town that's seen too many hearts break? This episode promises to be a turning point for Chad and Kat, a night of whispered truths and quiet revelations that could change everything. Will they find the courage to let down their guards completely? Or will the shadows of the past pull them back into the safety of the roles they've always played? Meanwhile, Salem's air crackles with tension as Gabby Hernandez and her daughter, Ariana Horton, find themselves locked in an escalating battle of wills. In true Days of Our Lives fashion, this isn't just an ordinary family disagreement, it's the clash of two fierce spirits, each unwilling to back down. Ari, no longer the little girl who once clung to her mother's hand, is growing into a young woman with a fiery independence. She's questioning everything: her mother's rules, the path laid out for her, and even the sacrifices Gabby has made along the way. Every time Gabby tries to assert control, Ari's defiance grows bolder, her voice louder. She's determined to carve out her own identity, even if it means pushing her mother to the breaking point. For Gabby, this rebellion is both infuriating and heartbreaking. Her fierce love for Ari is matched only by her fear of what the world can do to someone so headstrong and untested. Every argument is laced with Gabby's memories of her own battles, her own mistakes, and her desperate hope that Ari can be spared the same pain. But Ari sees those boundaries as a cage, not a shield, and she won't stop until she proves that she's her own person. Their latest confrontation promises to be a storm of raw emotions, shouts that echo down the hallway, slamming doors that signal more than just teenage rebellion. In the heat of the moment, years of unspoken fears and resentments will rise to the surface. Gabby's voice, normally so sure, may tremble as she pleads with her daughter to see reason. Ari, her eyes bright with tears and determination, will declare her need for freedom, no matter the cost. Viewers will be riveted as this mother and daughter stand at a crossroads. Will Gabby find the courage to let go, to trust that the lessons she's taught Ari will carry her through? Or will her desperate need to protect push Ari even further away, deepening the chasm that's grown between them? One thing is certain: in Salem, the ties that bind family together can just as easily tear them apart. And in a quieter but no less moving moment, Doug Williams will find solace in an unexpected confidant, Leo Stark. It's a pairing that might raise some eyebrows, but in a town where unlikely alliances are always around the corner, it's a conversation that promises to reveal deep truths. Doug has always been the rock of his family, a man who's weathered heartbreak and joy in equal measure. But even the strongest hearts carry hidden burdens, and today, Doug will let those fears slip into the open. Sitting across from Leo, he'll confess the worries that have been clawing at his soul. The fear of losing more than he can bear, the memories of friends and family lost along the way, and the quiet ache of growing older in a town that never stops changing. For Leo, this is a chance to show a side of himself that few in Salem ever see. Behind the laughter and the biting wit lies a man who understands what it means to hide your pain behind a mask. As Doug's voice trembles with the weight of his confession, Leo listens, not with judgment or sarcasm, but with a rare, genuine empathy. Their conversation is a testament to the fact that sometimes, comfort comes from the most unexpected places. In these shared words, Doug and Leo will forge a connection that transcends the past. It's a reminder that in Salem, even the most unlikely pairings can become sources of healing, and that everyone, no matter how tough their exterior, needs someone to listen. June 5 in Salem promises to be a day that no one will forget. Jack and Jennifer's return will bring old memories and fresh challenges, while Holly and Tate's growing rift tugs at the delicate threads of young love. Chad and Kat's decision to finally drop their guard will spark a hopeful new chapter, one that could either heal them or break them apart. Gabby and Ari's fiery clash will remind us all that love between a mother and daughter can be as fierce as any storm, and just as difficult to navigate. And in the soft-spoken confessions between Doug and Leo, we'll see how true connection can sometimes be found in the unlikeliest of places. As you tune into Days of Our Lives on June 5th, be ready for a roller coaster of raw emotions, unexpected revelations, and the quiet triumphs of the human spirit. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Which of these storylines are you most curious to see unfold? Which character's journey do you feel the most connected to? Stay tuned, because in Salem, even the quietest day holds the power to change everything. And this day, more than any other, promises to prove that love, whether between family, friends, or unexpected confidants, will always find a way to endure.